Cherokee Trail of Tears. You see, I love black beans, but I can't grow them here in Central Florida. But Cherokee Trail of Tears is a great substitute. And I got all these beans from one small little patch. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to grow them, when to pick them, and let's get them dry and store them away for when you want some black beans.
All I have needs, I have not provided.
Since this was my first time growing Cherokee Trail of Tears, I wanted to share with you some things that I've learned already through trial and error. One good thing about Cherokee Trail of Tears, and they make a long trail, you don't have to run string for them to go up. You might have to encourage them to go around your stakes, but usually they find their own way. And they'll wrap themselves up and around the stakes and then around each other. And they support each other just great. One thing that I do think I did was I planted them too close together. I believe if I had planted them a little bit further apart, they would have been even more productive. So what I did is on my beds, I have 2 rows each on each bed. And then I put the stakes in the middle. And these were planted, about 3 to 4 inches apart on both sides. And so I really think that was too dense for them to get good airflow. Airflow is important for beans. They self-pollinate, and the way that they self-pollinate is by air movement or wind. They don't need pollinators like bees. So when these were young, they were very lush in growth, as you see in my other clips. So I really think they would have been even more prolific than they are now. So those are the first couple of things that I learned right away that I hope to avoid making those mistakes again in the future. I planted them at the beginning of March. It's now the beginning of June. So they started actually producing beans at about 2.5 months along, the middle of May. And now, well, it's closing up the end of the first week of June. These beans that are left here on these vines that are just about all done, they'll probably take 3 or 4 more days at this stage because it's so hot and the days are longer. They don't take long to finish maturing. And I think, well, I know this is it. This is all we're going to get. The other thing that I've learned is I thought you had to leave them on the pod until they were like this one. And I demonstrate that in one of the clips that I'm going to show you. And I'll explain to you why I think that's too long. You lift them on the vine. I mean, it's not going to hurt, but it's just very difficult. So if you can find them when they're just leathery, they'll be just fine. They're mature enough. They're not continuing to mature any further. They're just starting to dry out. That's all. So here in Florida, our rainy season starts in June. It's not a good idea to leave your beans in the rain day after day like we often get. So if they are at that leathery stage, go ahead and pick them. And so I'll go into details about that in this next clip. So I'm very pleased with Cherokee Trail of Tears. It'll be planted in my garden in the future. This is Cherokee Trail of Tears. Various degrees of maturity. I think, see if you can see the blooms in there. I kind of doubt those blooms are going to do anything. I mean, it is now almost June. The heat has been unbearable, and the plants are showing it, even though I've kept them watered really well. So perhaps they would grow through the summer, but I think these particular plants are spent. There's a lot of beans in here. So I've tried them as green beans and they're horrible. They're so full of strings. You just, even if you string them, when you cook them, well, you didn't get all the strings. It's really bad. So this is what I got so far. So I'll separate out the ones that aren't quite dry, let them dry indoors, and then I'm going to plant them just for the heck of it and see if they sprout. The rest, I do believe, can be replanted. Once they get that color, go ahead and pull them, and you want to go ahead and peel them, get the black seeds out of them as soon as possible, because when they get to the stage of where they're completely dried up, like this one, the skin is so tough. The husk is so tough. It's hard for an old grandma like me to get them open. If they were to completely dry and crumble, that'd be great, but I don't know if it's our weather or if it's the bean. It's my first time doing this, but I have learned real quick. Harvest them as soon as they look like that and get them shelled. I really think that as long as it's shriveled like this, it's still okay. This one is still firm. So I'm going to leave this one on the bush. That one, you can see it's all shriveled up right here. So I don't think any more nutrients are going to go to the seeds that are on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest them if they're leathery like this. And once they start turning like that, you got to come out at least every other day. Daily would be better because they turn so quickly. It's the beginning of June and things do ripen and mature very quickly. Those are my neighbor's puppies. I guess they're learning how to stay outside in a pen. So I see some down here that are not ready. I would say in the next week or so, all these vines can come down, and I'm going to be planting Asian beans here and use the same poles over again. But I will also treat the ground before I plant anything else, especially beans. Anything that's a dicot, you gotta treat that ground. So I got a few more to add to my collection. Most of the beans have been harvested, so it's just kind of gleaning at this point. So this little bed here made, 3 to 4 cups of dry beans. Those are black beans on the inside. I hope I've inspired you to grow Cherokee Trail of Tears. They were easy. And if you don't mind, if you haven't already, pause and give it a green thumbs up. It is helpful. And why not subscribe? I've got tons of videos done already. And the one I'm working on right now, how to save back your own seeds so you don't have to grow them over and over again. Beans, corn, peas, arugula, lettuce. Thanks for watching.